The new cameras by Tapo might just be the perfect camera for your Apple smart home. They released a fixed and pan and tilt model that have some incredibly unique features like a physical privacy shutter, color night vision, advanced AI detection, Apple Home support, and best of all, they're budget friendly. We'll dive deeper into all these features throughout the video, along with a secret hack at the very end to control the camera from your phone's home screen. So Tapo sent out these cameras for my unbiased review, and in the box of each camera has a proprietary barrel style power cord, which I do not like considering most cameras nowadays have either a micro USB or the new standard USB-C. Both cameras include mounting hardware to mount to a wall or a ceiling. The fixed camera has a magnetic base and a disc for mounting to a fridge with an almost 10-foot power cable and a flexible head, whereas the pan and tilt version is not magnetic, and a HomeKit QR code to add to Apple Home. The cameras were very easy to set up, and I had no issues with first adding them to the Tapo app and then adding them to the Apple Home app. You are able to use these cameras solely in the Apple Home app if you don't want to use them in the Tapo app, but keep in mind that you will not have access to firmware updates and all the special features that these cameras have that we'll look at throughout the video. Speaking of video quality looks great. Both cameras support 2K resolution that makes faces and text easy to see. The fixed Tapo camera has an ultra-wide field of view at around 140 degrees, wide enough to fully capture a small room, like my office here. The pan and tilt camera has a decent field of view as well. Both cameras support up to 30 FPS, allowing for smoother video footage. Just make sure to enable this setting in the Tapo app. And if you are using these cameras near a window or an area that has bright lights, you should also enable HDR for better image quality. Night vision quality on these budget-friendly cameras looks great as well. Faces are clear and text is easy to read. They also have a feature that I've never seen before, and that is that you can choose what type of IR light to use based on what you use your cameras for. Either if you're viewing far away, which enables the red IR lights visible to the human eye, or near IR, which is invisible to the human eye and makes it a great option for monitoring babies up close, like in a crib or pets. The red light can be distracting at night, so this is a nice touch. What's also a nice touch is that these cameras have color night vision. This is a feature that you do not see on a camera that is this affordable. Color night vision works best if there is other light nearby and makes faces appear very clear. There's no built-in spotlight for this, which would make it easier for manual control. A light does flash when you play the alarm sound, but you cannot control the light at night, which is kind of a bummer. Adding these cameras to the Apple Home app was a breeze, and I had no issues. I first added them to the Tapo app, then added them to the Home app from the settings page of each camera, and was able to scan the QR code like usual. If you don't want to use the Tapo app, then you can just use these cameras solely in the Home app by scanning the included HomeKit QR code either in the box or on the camera itself, and you can add it like a regular accessory. If you do decide that you want to use the Tapo app later on to get access to additional features, then you can just actually add the camera from the Tapo app without having to reset the camera, which is great. Now, if the camera is connected to the Apple Home app, then it can still work in the Tapo app and you'll have access to all those additional features as well. Since these cameras work with Apple Home, this means you're able to access the live feed from any of your Apple devices, like the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac, and the Apple TV. In the Home app, you get features you would normally get with a camera in the Home app, including live streaming, which loads very quickly thanks to the Wi-Fi 6 chip inside. Wi-Fi 6 allows for longer range, better reliability, and smoother live view with reduced latency. If you have lots of smart home devices, then Wi-Fi 6 is especially helpful to get good performance in a congested network environment. Unfortunately, streaming in the Home app is limited to 1080p quality, and you do not get the full 2K quality. This is typical for a camera in the Home app and is a limitation from Apple and not by Tapo. By default, the camera displays a Tapo logo and a timestamp on the live feed in the Home app, but you can disable these in the Tapo app. There's also a motion sensor exposed and two-way talk with great audio quality. It's pretty clear and easy to understand what somebody's trying to say.
This is an audio quality test from the Tapo fixed camera. I am talking to the Tapo camera from the Tapo app, and this is how the audio quality sounds. I am now talking to the Tapo camera from the Apple Home app, and the audio quality you are hearing is coming from the camera whenever somebody is talking from the Apple Home app to the camera.
Now keep in mind that if you are using this camera in the Apple Home app, then you will not have access to all these special features that these cameras have, like panning and tilting around, toggling the privacy mode on or off, or playing the alarm sound, as these features are not supported by Apple. However, there is a secret hack that you can do to be able to control the camera, like panning and tilting and playing the alarm, from the home screen on your phone, and I'll show you how to do that later on in the video. One of the best features about this camera is support for Apple's HomeKit Secure Video, Apple's cloud video recording feature that securely records and stores footage in iCloud viewable from all Apple devices from the last 10 days. I recently made a whole deep dive video of what HomeKit Secure Video is, how it works, what you need, and why I personally do not use it. And I'll leave that linked right up here for you to check it out. But overall, this camera works great with HomeKit Secure Video. The Tapo app gives you full access to all the features that these cameras have. Some you will not find with any other brands. Both cameras have a physical privacy shutter button to cover the lens and enable complete privacy, and it can also be toggled from the Tapo app. And it's actually the only fixed position camera on the market that has a physical privacy button that also supports Apple Home. The next closest one is the Arlo Indoor Cam by Netgear that does have a privacy shutter but no physical button. It can only be activated from the Arlo app, which makes it more of a pain to use. On the Tapo pan and tilt camera, the lens tilts down to hide the lens, which is similar to the Switchbot camera, but different from the Aqara G3 camera that goes up, and also different from the E1 camera that does privacy badly by just moving the lens away but not completely covering it up. When privacy mode is enabled on the Tapo cameras, the Apple Home app displays a message that the privacy mode is on and the camera has been disabled and will not stream the live feed. If you go out of the camera and go back in, privacy mode is still enabled. This is different from the Aqara G3 camera that will still stream the live feed in the Apple Home app when privacy mode is enabled. There is no way to disable or enable privacy mode from the Apple Home app. You have to either press the button on the camera or enable it back from the Tapo app. Both cameras also have a very loud and high-pitched 98 decibel alarm, and you can choose which alarm to play or create your own and choose the duration and the type, and to use the alarm and the built-in lights. When it comes to motion detection, the Tapo cameras have smart AI detection ranging from typical motion detection of person, pet, vehicles to sounds like baby crying, but also ones you will not find with other cameras, like glass breaking and line crossing. Line crossing allows you to essentially set a digital boundary that will alert you if a person or object crosses the line from either side. This is useful if you have pets or a child to be alerted if they try to get into something that they should not be getting into. So I could create a line next to my baby's playpen and I can receive alert if she crawls out. These AI detection features are available while the camera is connected to the Home app as well. And with the pan and camera, you have a little more features like controls for pan and tilt, and it's very responsive. You can also create waypoints, which are preset positions that you can create to quickly switch to a specific view. There's patrol, where the camera will do a quick scan around the room, horizontally or vertically in a continuous path. And then there's pano, where it can take a panoramic photo of either 180 to 360 degrees, and you can go to a specific spot in the photo or just save the photo to your phone. This is wild. What's also wild is the vast amount of storage options that these cameras have, and a weird bug that we'll look at here in a minute. There's a built-in micro SD card on both cameras for local recording up to 512 gigs for continuing recording or for motion only, with an easy-to-use timeline to scrub through past footage with indicators of what the motion was, like a human, pets, vehicles, line crossing, and more, with the ability to download a clip. And speaking of viewing clips, there's a weird bug that I noticed whenever it comes to viewing past motion clips. When privacy mode is enabled, you are not able to view past clips from the Tapo app. The timeline tries to load, but nothing happens. When you disable privacy mode, then the clips load fine. I'm not sure if this is a bug or how it's supposed to be, but that's just something that you should be aware of. A paid cloud subscription service from Tapo is also available for recordings from the last 30 days, support for streaming to a NAS, and of course HomeKit secure video recordings from the last 10 days. Now, as great as these cameras are, there's one missing feature that I think would really make this the perfect HomeKit camera, and that is the ability to use features from the Tapo app in the Home app. And again, this is a smart home limitation by Apple and not by Tapo. So there's nothing that a company can do natively. But smart home company Aqara has a workaround for this by being able to control the camera via scenes and add those scenes to the Apple Home app. For example, you can have the G3 camera pan to a specific position or even toggle the privacy mode of the camera by using a scene from the Aqara app. Although TP-Link does not have this feature per se, their cameras do support Siri shortcuts, so you can create different scenes in the Tapo app to control the cameras. For the fixed camera, you can toggle the privacy mode and play an alarm sound of your choosing or create your own and for how long. For the pan and tilt camera, you have additional features like controlling the motion tracking and having the camera rotate to a specific view. Then you can put a shortcut widget on your home screen, say next to your Apple Home widget to control other devices, to quickly run the shortcut to, let's say, toggle the privacy mode or turn on the alarm. Widgets are also available in the Tapo app and can be added to the Today view for an even quicker way to control the camera or even multiple cameras. So, would I recommend adding this camera to your smart home? Well, Tapo joins an already crowded smart home camera market, but I think these cameras come in swinging and deliver loads of useful features like a physical privacy shutter, color night vision, and Apple Home support at a very reasonable cost. They both work well and reliably, and if you're looking for a fixed or pan and tilt camera that works with Apple Home, I would certainly recommend these cameras by Tapo. But how do they compare to other cameras that also support Apple Home? Well, I recently made a video comparing all the fixed and the pan and tilt cameras, which you can check out right here. Let me know what you think about the new Tapo cameras down in the description below, and thank you for watching.